Hello everybody. Today's video is going to be on what goes on behind the scenes when we're testing gold. A lot of times customers come in and they have some old gold or some gold that was handed down. They don't know what to do with it. They bring it to us. They wouldn't know what it's worth. So the first thing we have to do is make sure that what we're buying is real. Whether it's 10 karat gold, 14 karat gold, or 18 karat gold. Sometimes 24 karat gold. So what I have here is some fake gold that I know and some real gold. And we'll show you what happens and what we do and how we could determine what's what. I'll take this too, which is kind of cool. So first I'm going to start off with the real gold. All right, if you take a look at my scratching stone here, this is called the scratching stone. And what we do is we take a piece of gold. I'm going to use this ring here. Customer traded this in. I know it's 14 karat gold. First thing we'll do is just look for the stamping. All right, and so if it's stamped, it doesn't necessarily mean it is gold. Sometimes fake jewelry is stamped 14 karat gold. So we always got to check. So I'll take the ring and I'll scratch it on my scratching stone here nice and tight, nice and strong. Because if it's plated, I want to get through that little layer. So if you see that, I got a nice mark of gold there. And what I'll do is I'll take my 14 karat gold acid here, because it's stamped 14 karat. And I'll just take a little dip and I'll just place it right on top. And you can see it stays perfectly. Right? Nothing happened to the gold. Now, if I take something that I know is not gold, for example, this earring here, I mean, the first thing you can see right away is that this post is white metal. And whenever you have a white metal post on a piece of something that looks like gold, that tells me right away it's costume. And it's really hard to open up. So anyway, I'm going to scratch it next to it so you can see the contrast. I could feel it right away, number one. Number two, it's scratched white instead of yellow. So that's another indication. And watch what happens when I put the acid on it. It pretty much disappeared. Okay, so if you look at the difference between the fake gold and the 14 karat gold, you can see clearly the 14 karat gold is going to be much more resilient and it's going to stay longer compared to the fake gold. Now, I want to show you what happens with 10 karat gold. Here we have 10 karat gold. I know this brace is 10 karat gold because I traded a customer for it. And so I'm going to take this and also scratch nice and deep. Okay, so that's 10 karat gold. And I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 14 karat gold ring and show you the difference as to how they react, just for fun. So on the left, I have 10 karat gold. On the right, I have 14 karat gold. Now, I also have 10 karat gold tester and 14 karat gold tester. And I'm going to show you how both of them react. So here's the 10 karat gold. It stays. Both of them stay. Now, if you look, the 10 karat gold is still there, but it fades. So once I see fading, that automatically tells me it's a lesser pure gold. Now here's the 14 karat gold, and watch how it eats away at the 10 karat much quicker. It's a stronger acid, and it instantly starts to disappear, and it's a much darker. So that's how we tell what's 14 and what's 10 karat. I'm just gonna clean it up really quick. Now I don't want to get this acid on my finger. It won't dissolve my finger, but it stains this yellow, and yellow lasts for like months and months. So here is a piece of 18 karat gold. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the 10 karat. I'm going to do the 14 karat. And I'm going to do the 18 karat. All right, so now I'm going to take I'm going to use the 14 karat gold. It's kind of like our default. All right, and I'm going to spread it across the top here, and you're going to see the difference as to what happens. So now you can see right away again, the 10 karat started to disappear, and the 14 karat and 18 karat is still there. But when I take my 18 karat, now this is a much stronger acid, it's going to start to eat away at my 14 karat. And if you see, the 14 karat started to disappear. All right, just leave it there one more second, and you'll see the 18 karat is still pretty strong, and the 14 karat disappear. So that's how we can distinguish what's 10 karat, 14 karat, and 18 karat. I also have these little scrapers, and on the tips of them, it'll tell me if I scratch this what the 14 karat gold should look like. 10 karat gold, 18 karat gold, and pure gold. So I used real samples for this video. Okay, I want to show you some more fake gold. There's different types of fake or the customers come in with, and very, very tricky. So this particular earring is sold at department stores, and the post is real. So if you scratch the post, if you're not careful, it's real. And even if I test the gold, it's going to test as real. So I'm going to show you what happens, what the story is with this. Okay, now I'm going to take my 14 karat gold, and I'm going to test it. Now, if you notice, it's still there. So this is gold. However, if you look in the side of that, it's filled with the type of resin. You see that? So it's only a plating of gold on the outside, and the post is gold. But when we buy gold, we got to be really careful for stuff like that. Okay, something else we got to be careful with are chains like this, which are dipped in pretty heavy gold. So if I scratch this, if I remember correctly, if I do a light scratch and I put a little bit of gold on it, kind of disappeared a little bit, but it's still there. What they'll do is they'll put end caps that are gold. So when you scratch the end cap, which a lot of jewelers do, let me get something. I'm just going to use it to help me grip it a little bit and scratch. And put a little bit of 14 karat gold on there. It kind of stays. So what do we do on something like this? Instead of just scratching it, if I'm really not sure, I'll actually take a file and I'll really scrape it. I'll scrape a good notch on here. All right, and then I could also just put a touch of the acid directly on the link itself. And you see how it's starting to fizz green? Okay, so that's got a heavy plating of gold. And if I'm not careful, I have to check that out. I could lose money if I buy this for gold. Okay, so that's something else. And again, when somebody comes in with a big piece like this clearly doesn't look like gold anymore. When I bought it, it did look like gold. But again, I would take the file, scrape it, and then put a little bit of acid on it. So my phone's ringing, just to show you really quick. You see that green? And that just goes right behind. That's a little bit behind the scenes of buying gold. We have our scale here. We put the gold on the scale, and then we pay our customers accordingly. So stay tuned for our next video. I got to get the phone.